Thank you so much for your business. First of all, thank you. Let me ask you, how did you find me?
So it was actually my wife that found you. She was searching some Facebook Marketplace ads. We had just been to a bunch of dead end dealers and was starting to get frustrated with it. And she showed me one of the vans you had for sale on Facebook, and it said that this is one that you had, and if it was gone, you could find another one just like it. And then I started googling your company and came back with highly reviews, and it switched it up for me calling all these dealers and asking them, do you have the Odyssey with this year's, this miles, and this equipment? And I'm getting the, oh, I don't know, I don't even know what that is. I just made a simple phone call to you. You asked me what I was looking for. You made a list, and you went hunting for the van versus me.
Nice, nice. So you like the convenience of it?
Yeah, absolutely. It took a huge stressor off my plate because I'd been to 4 different dealers to go look at it, and every time I walked in the door, either the information they gave me was wrong or they just simply didn't know what they were talking about and just trying to push what they had on their inventory off.
How long were you looking for a car before you called me?
Almost a month.
No way.
Yeah,
Wow. So that was
almost.
a month of where you had to schedule time to go look at cars and stuff?
Yep, and with my crazy schedule, that's equating to days off, which I don't know why. It's kind of weird, but living in Fayetteville, Georgia, it seems like all the cars are in Roswell and Marietta.
Where you gotta travel.
Yeah.
You have to, that's it. And that could take time because you gotta go through traffic. You gotta go through this, that, and the
It's
third.
always an hour one way.
Wow,
And then
man.
there's the time spent on the vehicle and the toddlering. It was just quickly getting me to the point where I was pulling my hair out.
Let me ask you, so once you started like Googling my company and stuff and you started seeing things, would you say it was the reviews that made you comfortable to call me back and chat about it? Or what was it? Was it the videos, the reviews, the vibe? Like,
I was supposed to say, so for me, it was mostly the reviews. I did watch a few of the videos, but it was mostly the reviews, and then just doing the Google. I couldn't find anything negative on you with like Better Business Bureau or nothing that made me concerned about giving you a call. And then when I called you, I started asking you questions. You were very forthright and honest with me about everything, like even the van down there, like the minor stuff that you had slight concerns about, you were upfront with me. Just the videos you were taking of the maintenance inspections in progress. I called you up, you knew what Honda Vac was and RES and CV axles. You had a working knowledge of all this stuff, and that's one of the things that when dealing with all these other dealers that, I'd walk in and ask them, hey, when's the last time timing belt's been done? I had one lady looked at me and like, what's a timing belt? And I'm like, it's a pretty major component of this particular type of van. You really should know that. I had one dealer where we went into a test drive, and usually I'd go look at the paperwork before even taking it for a drive just to make sure I'm not wasting time. And they go, well, I don't got the paperwork, but do you want to go take it for a quick test drive? I'm like, sure. So I'm driving this vehicle, and I'm not a mechanic, but I'm pretty mechanically inclined, and I'm noticing this vehicle's pulling to the left, and I go from the walk around and notice the bumper cover looked like it was missing some of its OEM fasteners, and I go, has this vehicle been in a front end collision? And the sales guy is like, I don't know, I'll have to look at the paperwork. So we get back, sure enough, he comes to show me the paperwork. Turns out it was in a serious front end collision. It was insurance totaled out. It had a rebuilt title on it. And he's showing me the pictures of all the damage it had on there. And I'm like, have a nice day. He goes, well, we fixed it. We completely fixed it. I'm like, no, it's pulling to the left, which means you fixed it wrong.
wow.
And you lied about me. But what was wrong with it in the first place?
Yeah. Have you ever heard of an auto broker before calling me?
I had, but not directly. I hadn't really worked with one, or I hadn't worked with one at all. I've had a couple buddies that have used auto brokers so they could find exactly what they wanted. I like this experience. Like I said, I want to pick up a truck here in a few months. I'm calling you
I
versus me
appreciate
chasing
it.
people down.
I appreciate it. Yeah, the auto broker thing, believe it or not, a lot of people don't know what it is. And it's weird to me because it's nothing but me. I'm an auto dealer that has access to the auction. So why turn away a customer if I don't have that vehicle at that moment when I could just go to the auction, and that's where I get all the vehicles from anyways. So I wind up having to educate a lot of people, which shows me that my what I do is such a niche type thing is that I still need to promote it, and it still needs to grow because it seems like a lot of people don't know what an auto broker is, you know?
Yeah, I'm gonna spread the word about you. I like this experience much better because, like, the first time I walked into one of the Honda dealerships, this was immediately the story of, cool. So I'm working with the salesman who's gonna make me a ridiculous offer out the door. I'm gonna have to haggle and play, change back and forth 4 times. Then she's gonna go get the sales manager. The sales manager's gonna come back with another crappy number. Go back and forth 3 or 4 times, and then ultimately I'm gonna have to walk out of the parking lot if I want to get the price that I want. It just the whole rigmarole. You've been great. You've been honest and about everything. You've looked for everything that I wanted. I'm not paying for any crazy overhead in here or all this extra upsell stuff that's got to be done, like the minor stuff that had to be done, front brakes,
The
and rotors.
maintenance.
You showed me the invoice for what that cost and got the maintenance done at a great price. If I would have had that done at any dealership, I guarantee you it would have been more than 500.
Yeah.
Just
And my
and
guy
it would
charged
be
you how much for labor?
$100, and it would have been more than 500 for the crappiest, cheapest rotors and brakes you could get.
Yeah.
That they would have charged double the price for.
Last thing I want to ask, and I've been doing it long enough, like we spoke earlier. People send me money from all around the country. They rarely meet me because a lot of times I'm sending the car, having it transported to the customer to deliver. So when it came to you understanding my process and knowing that, hey, you'd have to put some money down at one time, in today's world, that's not like a super easy thing to do for some people.
Yeah.
So what was it that let you know and made you feel good to go ahead and send me the $3,000 for your down payment?
Well, I know where your office is. No, just having talked to you, just you're honest and forthright about stuff. The reviews you had on the internet, I checked you out pretty thoroughly. I couldn't find negative stuff or saying like, "Hey, this guy ripped me off." You have a very long background of happy customers and haven't done a good job. And then just talking to you on the phone, part of my background. When I was in IT, I worked in risk and fraud. So I spent a lot of time around people that were trying to commit wire fraud and card fraud, and you kind of get a sixth sense for who you're talking to and when you're talking to them. And I've never got any feelings from you whatsoever that you're trying to pull the wool over my eyes or get some money out of me and then run off and disappear. Never had that feeling or impression at all. Just your reputation online and what I could find came back stellar. I was completely comfortable with it.
Awesome. I want you to know sincerely, thank you so much for your business. It was a pleasure partnering with you. Thank you for giving me the couple days it took to find the car and then to get it here and do the inspections, all of that. Thank you for your patience. Your wife, April, thank you. And again, just sincerely, thank you so much.
Thank you for making my life easier.